no such thing as only.
Here's the thing, I'll tell you, someone's been negotiating in Hennepin County since 1979. What I'm seeing is that they're not considering corrections and dispatch and techs to be career positions anymore. They've become like the big lighters of the field. We'll use it, they're up and we'll throw them out. They just don't seem to have the emphasis. And what you've got here in this room, and a whole lot more out of the work sites, and the same thing with Minneapolis Dispatch and all the other places, are people that plan on putting in careers and do want to. They are vested in their community. They right to their heart, you know, is where this job goes for them. And what I think they need to see more than anything is be brought back to where they understand, well, yeah, you are in a career position. We do value that. Go ahead.
That's beautifully said, by the way.
Yeah, and coming back to where we were here is like, I've been with the Sheriff's Department for 17 years. I don't remember the last time I've had a review. So, as I honestly don't. I don't remember the last time I've had a review. And as far as I know, I'm speaking for myself, but possibly everyone, we have people that are employed, unfortunately, that are not up to par, and those of us that show up for work when we're supposed to be there and then some, and do our job and know it well, are considered fully capable, just like those that are not. Because we have not had a review in so long.
The official policy
Yeah,
as set by lieutenants.
there's no
nobody
way to
will
get above
more
a
than fully
3.
capable.
Right.
Doesn't matter what you do.
No way.
You will get fully capable. That is it.
That's
There are
it.
Two marks above that.
And that's a 3. And there's a possible 4 and a possible 5. But to get them, you never see them because we are all just fully capable.
So you gotta have some objective criteria. That's what everybody wants to see. If here's your markers, this is where you need to go, and if you're meeting the standard, then that's what you get.
And some people are not, but they're still just, we're all just fully capable. Like I said, I've done it 17 years, and I don't remember my last review.
Well, just based on this round of conversation,
This is just
that
bad.
we no, I get it. We definitely need to look at the professional development and how it's quantifiable to everybody out there, i.e. who's good and who's not.
And that's, and to go with that, people, they put the senior folk, those that are up the top pay, their reviews just get put on the back burner because there's no step raiser call. Well, we had 3 step raisers unfortunately on the last contract, so people didn't get their step raises as well. They tried to focus them a little bit in getting step raises, but they're still way behind. And it's so hard because it's close to it, so they're trying to do their raises, and it's frustrating. They don't like it because they don't feel they're being
And that goes to employee engagement and morale. That's the baseline. Yes, sir.
One of the things you will have to address if you become a sheriff is what Stag was talking about. You can't get qualified people. And I'm not going to mention the names, he's probably just angry, but one of the licensed guys that just started at the jail told me that when he was going through skills, that the instructors, you know, all police officers were telling people not to fly. Yeah.
It's the lowest paid in the metro area.
Well, it's
I think
That tells you the quality of the people that will apply.
and I think there's a reputation now that
it's partly that, but it's also partly.
they're saying don't do it, don't go there. It's not.
I do know a little bit about that because the organization I work for, we definitely understand what reputation means.
Well, it's also different people like Jay Cooper that went to Brooklyn Park. Great guy, worked out an artist, pissed off somebody and ended up back at the jail. You know what, Brooklyn Park got him. He's a great guy. Those people also talk. And that word gets out. And I didn't want to tell the sheriff, but you know, it kind of makes him look.
Well, I can tell you what, that the beauty of it all said and done is with a fresh start, you guys can start changing that. It's not me sitting up here in front of you saying, I'm gonna put a chicken in every pot and a car in every garage. I can't. But just 1 second, I'm gonna grab this gentleman here.
3 sheriffs looking forward to working for the 4th. However, they've
Absolutely. You can call my phone over here right now, and it doesn't get filtered by administrative assistants or anything else. And sometimes it's dual-edged sword, but I routinely have officers in my office, and all I ask is that you've addressed it with your chain of command. You know, if you're down here and you got a problem with your sergeant, make sure you talk to the lieutenant. But if it's unresolved and you feel that it's not unresolved, then yes, you come in and you talk to me.
That's where a lot of our problems are with the sergeant or lieutenant. As stewards, we go to quite often the captain. Oh, you better go.
Well, that's across the board. You gotta.
Conversation with the sergeant or lieutenant. Where you go.
Well, there's one saying that I've used in the past is serve with all due respect, but we're not getting what we need here. I'm going over your head. That it really is that simple, guys. Now, if I know there's threats of retaliation and all these types of things, but you have to. I just hate that. What kind of command climate is that where you can't go talk to someone and get something done for you without fear for your job or position or schedule? I'm ready to go into some choice language right now, but I'm going to refrain.
There's a certain group of us are called teasers. We hit a certain point in our career, we've been labeled teasers. Period. They want to hear from us. They just think we're breaking and they don't think that we have any value. That's how we feel.
But it's time for change. It's time for change.
Your head to the wall, not many times.
9 years, 12 years, you know, after a while, it gets stagnant again. And those that, because here's even on the cop side of the house. I've heard people go, well, I'm not gonna do this for this person, not recently, but just as an analogy. Remember him back in 1993 when he forgot to lock his door and somebody went in there and they grabbed his squad bag? Man, I'm never gonna freaking, promote that guy. Dude, it's 2010. You know, but it shouldn't be that way. I mean, but unfortunately, at this point, for especially some of us old timers, we've known each other longer than we knew everybody in elementary school, junior high, high school, maybe even college. You can start hitting 20, 25 years, you're starting to watch, people that were on maternity leave at one point, bringing the kids that are applying now. So we actually see that. That's what makes law enforcement family. And if you can't treat it like family, then it's just not a good thing, not a good feel. Yes, sir.
One of the things besides employees that we need good employees would be a good equipment. When I started 7 years ago, we had pretty old fingerprinting machines. Then we got some new old fingerprinting machines. But I think we're probably 2 or 3.
They were free.
Yeah, they were free.
We
We got about 2 or 3 generations of fingerprinting technology that we don't even have. Plus, every single person gets a full set on those machines. It takes 15 to 20 minutes for every person that comes through that door.
Technology is out there now at a third of the price, and I think I know where I can find about $5 million.
This is part of what's holding your office.
Would you be willing to invest in some technology and equipment for this deal?
Absolutely, because that's all a part of fiscal responsibility is to make sure you upgrade, your organization. You got to keep track of that. I mean, I'm the blame. Where I didn't think iPhones and all that stuff, I was the first one to go, now I can't put the doggone thing down because it's got everything going across the board. And I bet you and I don't know this is a fact, but I bet you there's fingerprinting machines that you can do on the phone now. And you don't have to do that, but everybody should have that capability.
We're good on the internet. That's what I would like to know.
We don't have the internet.
We do not have the internet.
No, we don't.
You don't have
It was
it.
It was old jail years ago.
Communications, I still have to get up out of my seat to get a book to look for cross-referencing an address or a phone number, because I cannot do it on one. I mean, it's hindering our job immensely. I mean, and we're supposed to be high-tech, but we're not allowed to utilize it.
We're actually saying
This day and age, that's
When the
crazy
inmates
stuff.
ask for a number for
thing is,
something, I'm like,
Some
I don't
people
have
took
any.
advantage and there were problems, but they, instead of dealing with the people, they grounded everybody.
And technology is now, you can lock out all that stuff
Yes,
that got them in
and they're
trouble.
using the excuse that we're gonna do something for our gas system, and I still don't believe
That's in a system where we cannot open links sent to us by our own administration.
it. There's a lot of things.
There's a lot. Here's an email, you need to follow this link. We are unable to open.
But they forget about us because we're a minority of the big machine, so.
Okay.
One of the problems, like I said, I'm a longtime employee. This is my third sheriff I've worked under. The biggest difference I've seen with this administration that I would hope to change with your administration is there's an entire branch, and I've spoke to the county board about it, and I've ad nauseum about it. Right off the chief deputy, if you look at the flow chart, the organizational chart, right off the chief deputy Mark Carlson's, you see administrative, senior administrative assistant in this whole branch. It is $1.3 million worth of salary a year that never, ever, ever existed under any other previous sheriff. Who's on that? Senator Julian Ortman. Who's on that? His treasurer from his campaign from 2005, Sandra Westman. Everybody who's on that is part of his campaign or a political operative or press. 1.3 million. Our salaries are stagnant. Our numbers were reduced. Our FTEs are reduced. Well, that's a lot more money for a lot more FTEs. It's a whole political branch. The man is a political animal, and that's where his money goes.
Oh, I can promise you this, I'm not a political animal. I'm a cop.
You'd want to look at those jobs.
I'd want to look at those jobs.
I've been with the sheriff's office for 28 years. I went through post-war, the old jail, all that business back in those days. I've been in the business itself for 35 years. Guys got locked up over there, I've been fighting with for 35 years. Question I have for you is, you know the history of the detention deputy position?
Not so much of the fact that when I dropped them off at the Sally Port, I watched them go to work.
I didn't want to do that, but we've been, we weren't great, it's not a position like for guys with fielding skills or combat needs or anything. A lot of us got his career and we chose to stay in this career. So basically, I don't know if Stanek or even his predecessor really understood that.
Well, one thing I think that would fit really into there's a lot of veterans coming back. Highly skilled, admirable young folks out there that can help reinforce the position. They would just be a nice fit for something like that. And that's what I'm thinking about, building off of.
You couldn't hire them though, they got tattoos.
Yeah, he's got this gold tattoo, but we've heard of it.
Well, I was gonna say, where do you stand on a VA person coming back with tattoos on their arms? Would you still be accepting them as applicants for the sheriff's office?
That USMC on his arm, you're gonna hire him, you're gonna kick him out the door.
Boy, that's a tough question. I have to look at the policy.
There's no illegal tattoos.
The policy was introduced by this administration.
Well,
About 3
and
years
we
ago.
had one very good.
You're not going
who
to be
seemed
able
to
to
be
hire
very
half
She
the
was
teenagers out there.
Yeah, she had the best.
She had MPLS on her arm. It was maybe that big. They put her all the way through training, brought her onto the floor in the FTO program, and then walked her out because of the MPLS. She never hid it, she disclosed it, and they walked her out because of it.
She helped make a training video and somebody.
That's when they saw it.
And she was a decent candidate.
She was the best of that class.
She seemed to be working out very well.
There's a lot, and
So-
That's a generational
It's a
thing.
generational thing, thank you, and he doesn't understand that.
We're not talking about anything offensive, obviously.
Sorry,
Yeah.
why
Somebody's
for,
got a tribal or, a military tattoo or something like that. If it's 2 inches below that sleeve, you're gonna get hired.
See, I'll just say this. I had 19-year-olds cover my butt in Baghdad that were sleeved up, and they were some of the sharpest individuals in the world.
thank you.
And you're not even allowed to put a sleeve on it. You know, the special ed sleeve, you can't even, there's not even a policy that says, yeah, if you have it, you cover it. You got it, you don't get it.
We do one more over here, but we do kind of, in fairness, use over the time, but we'll do one over here.
Do the same stuff.
Kind of wrap up.
Okay.
Also, for those of you from radio and that, tomorrow we have a meeting, starts at 5 o'clock. People in the valley at the Red Lobster there, and Andy said he will come out there. Rich Stanek will come out and talk there too, so.
I've already got the word out, so it's out there.
And And we may very well have another one of these events before the election also.
Yeah, piggyback off of that, I'm not gonna be in Washington 6 months out of the year.
Thank you.
You got good food back there. We still
Yeah, help yourself.
No, I'm actually good.
We're out of Jason here.
Yes, sir.
I asked your opponent the same question. I'll ask you. As a resident of Kent County, as your employee, tell me why I should vote.
Well, first off, I think just listening to your coworkers for the last half hour showed that there's a disconnect between your current leadership. I describe myself not as a top-down leader, where I'm gonna walk in a room and start telling you guys all what to do. You're a lot smarter in this game than I am. However, I see myself as a leader and organizer that I've proved, where I literally trained in every supervisor inspector in all the precincts, because every one of them is brand new under Chief Bartol's deal. In every precinct right now, talk to the coppers when they come in there, and they will tell you the type of leadership style that I bring to the table. And that's evident. So you don't have to hear from me, ask them. And that's something that if I try to go the reverse and talk to sheriff's deputies or yourself and ask what was the deal in regards to employee engagement and morale, I think you answer your own question. Because I am what they commonly refer to as a servant leader, right? You might just see me, I better not say it, but all the bling, all of this stuff, I don't wear, okay? I wear my cross sabers because it's horsey, but for the most part, those are very distinct differences in that regard. And when we talk about public safety, that's not going to change, which means, again, the training, you need the resources, and you need the ability to move up and be happy in your position. Fiscal responsibility. You don't become so top-heavy that you're drawing away from all the things that you say you need. Internet, you need upgraded equipment in your iDev lab, all those types of things. And the third is, again, it's hiring and growing your organization. You know, I know you guys are spring chickens like myself, but we got to make sure that we leave our legacies and use your experience to train all the new folks that are going to come in over the next 20 years, and I'm sure you're the same way. I've been to more retirement ceremonies in the last 6 months than I've been in the last 20 years. So the tide has started to change. So those are the three pillars that's what everybody wants. It's nothing fancy. I'm not going to sit up here and, and try to bamboozle you with a whole bunch of stuff. But the bottom line is that that's what you need. That's what you need. And as it changes, then we change with it, because flexibility and leadership makes that happen, because we live in a fluid environment, right? New trends, more people are coming in with heroin. And last 5 years it was crack. Now it's got all this other stuff going too. You need to have the ability to change with that. I'm going to help facilitate that change. And I guarantee you, if everybody decided they want to stay with the current administration, how many here believe that anything's going to change? Well, one last thing before I take off. I don't have the machine that certain individuals do that generate thousands of dollars every month. If you know some friends out there, $5, go to the website, Frizell for Sheriff, put it in there. This thing takes everything from lit drops to yard signs, all those types of things. I'm respectfully asking for your endorsement, and if that's the way you guys really feel that I can help affect that change, please just go to the website. $1. I mean, I have a cousin from North Dakota give me $1, and he's so proud of that. I was great with that. I really am. But that's the grassroots campaign that we're running. But any way you can help, that'd be great.
How can we volunteer?
Okay, you can go to the website again.